Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your September 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossword as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where folks should be as far as that goes. All right. So we have Cancer, and for you guys, Cancer is your third house of communication, short journeys, and siblings. So it looks like there could definitely be some focus on an area of life for you guys. Of course, we have Jupiter there, so that could be expanding those areas of life for you guys as well. But yeah, I do see some Cancerian energy in your spread as well. So looks like communication could be an important theme for you guys this month. All right, we have 1. So in your case, that would just be your sign, saying that you're going to have some focus on yourselves this month. Astrologically speaking, it's a little bit quiet in your sign right now, but yeah, could just be saying that you might be feeling a little bit more withdrawn this month and just focus more on yourselves. And Mercury. So yeah, we talked about communication when we saw the Cancerian energy come out, but obviously Mercury is another indicator of communication as well. We just had that Mercury retrograde wrap up recently. The post-shadow period's still going on a little bit longer. But as far as where Mercury is going to be moving around through the month of September, it's going to be in Virgo right around the 2nd of September. It'll move into Libra on the 18th. And then, early October to move into Scorpio. So it'll be moving basically from your 5th house to your 6th house. And then next in October, it'll be in your 7th house. So yeah, we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Sun. And challenging that, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is actually a court card for Cancer. So that's what I was talking about when we saw that with your dice as well. So to see this, and this is the only card in the cup suit that's actually, the cup is closed off. So could just be saying that there's something you're holding back around communication. Maybe feeling like, I don't know if you feel like you'd be judged if you were to say what was on your mind or something like that. But I feel like with the Sun card here, I feel like it's saying that you're being encouraged to communicate, to say what's on your mind. Again, like we said, we do get that Mercury retrograde just wrapped up recently, but maybe it was as simple as that. Maybe you had a misunderstanding during that time that could have blown out of proportion, and now you're feeling a little bit more gun shy around what's on your mind. But it looks like you are being encouraged to do so in September. In the foundation position, we have the 10 of Cups. So this is Piscean energy here. And at the very least, to me, this says that this is the potential for what's at play here, right? Which would be happiness, contentment. So I feel like this is saying that this is what's at play this month. And again, I feel like for some of you, you might not be feeling that energy right now, but it looks like it's available to you. All right. In the past position, we have the 4 of Wands, which is Aries energy. So yeah, could just be saying that in the past you might have felt like things were growing, right? Things were moving in the right direction. So yeah, so this is another indicator that with that Queen of Cups in the challenge position, maybe something might have come along that threw all of that harmony out of whack recently. In the present position, we have Judgment. So yeah, so this is another indicator saying that there is a chance to rectify something if it did go wrong recently. For some of you, could go a little further back, but for the majority of you, this does seem like, well, actually, it's a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, energetically, it seems like it was something more recent, but given that there's a lot of major arcana cards here, for some of you, just can go back a little bit further. But either way, looks like there's an opportunity this month for you guys to embrace a missed opportunity. In the near future position, we have the Lovers. So this is Gemini energy here. So for you guys, that's your 2nd house. But of course, Gemini is one of the signs ruled by Mercury, which points to communication, right? Which we saw with the dice, and we mentioned. Seems like that's going to be a significant theme for you guys this month. So if we look at the artwork here, could just be saying that maybe some things are going to be worked out behind the scenes for you guys as well. So I feel like this is saying that whatever it is you need to confront, it doesn't look like you're actually doing it alone, although you might feel so in the moment. in a position of your influence in the situation, we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, so it looks like there's a little bit of hesitancy to communicate, right? Feeling a little bit unsure of yourselves. Again, like I said, I feel like it's more of a, for whatever reason, you feel like what you have to say would be judged in a negative way, but the indicators I see around the spread as a whole don't seem to point to that. Right? In the environment position, we have the World. So yeah, the World is usually, to me, I view it as more of a North Node type of energy, but it definitely does point to lessons, completions, and maybe for some of you that could be what's at play here, where maybe there is something that you did learn recently, right? And maybe that on your part you might feel like, well, maybe not everyone else is privy to what you might have learned through that experience. So maybe that's why you're a little bit hesitant to speak up around whatever the situation is. But either way, I feel like this is all pointing to reasons why you should speak up. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Emperor. So for this to be in this position, for some of you, it could be more of a fear. And again, like I said, it just seems like there's a fear of judgment on your part, which, funny enough, right, we have judgment in the present position, but there it's more of a positive theme. But yeah, you could just be thinking that it would be, again, whatever message you might have, you might feel like it might be received negatively. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Four of Cups. So Cancerian energy here. So yeah, so to me, this is another indicator that says that for a lot of you, you still might not be quite ready to say what's on your mind just yet, right? And the unfortunate side of that is that the longer you do stay quiet, things might not necessarily go to your liking, right? So again, I feel like there's just you're being nudged to communicate what's on your mind or express whatever you need, whatever the case may be, but it looks like there's still going to be some hesitancy on your part to do so as we move through September. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. So yeah, so for some of you, maybe this is around a work situation, right? Maybe you're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but for whatever reason, you might feel like it wouldn't be received well if you were to say to people, hey, I need some help with X, Y, Z, right? But again, like I said, I feel like you do have supportive energies around you, even if not in the physical, right? Like I said, it looks like there's a lot of spiritual symbolism with these cards here, but feels like you have more backing than you might know at this time. All right, from the Four Greens deck, we have Always Do Your Best, and it says Don't Overdo. All right, it says always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. So interesting message there, because just reading that definitely makes me think of the imagery of the Ten of Wands that we had at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, maybe for some of you, you've been pushing yourselves too hard. And again, like I said, it seems if that's the case, it's because you feel like you might not have support around you, or if you were to express that you do need support, you might feel like it would be judged in some kind of a negative way. But that doesn't seem to be the reality at this time. All right, from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Mending. There is the artwork, and the number is 52. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. The Oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? Because maybe this is even saying, so like I said, for some of you, in the moment it seemed like this was a more recent thing, but then when I saw these major arcana, I was saying for some of you, maybe this is something that might even go further back. So maybe there's just a need to even just express something around that time and finally release it. The relationship message says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. So, that's an interesting message there, because this, for a lot of you, this doesn't seem to be like a clearly one-to-one relationship dynamic, but if that's the case, hopefully that message resonated. The prosperity message says everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. So yeah, if this is more of a finance and work related thing, hopefully that message resonated with you guys as well. I will wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.